thank you for taking the time again to chat with me about Survivor's casting process. So, just to kick things off, we'd love to know a little bit about the Survivor's casting process and how are you finding fresh talent season after season?
Yeah, well, we're lucky enough that we have such an incredibly fabulous, amazing fan base that we get such great applicants. So when we start out casting, on average, we have a pool of 25,000 people waiting for us, right? So that's such a great starting point, of course. Now, some people apply multiple times, so there's 25,000 are people that applied we get videos like this is my 175th video set 170, 175 days in a row of making audition videos, which, is not necessary. I always appreciate the passion behind it, but our team starts working in August and we cast all the way through the new year because we're lucky enough to do two seasons back to back. A lot of the other shows I work on, we're just casting one season. It's typically 3 months of casting. We get an average pool of maybe around 5,000, 6,000 applicants when we start for other shows. But Survivor, we have 25,000 and there's always fresh people applying because I feel like the show is ever evolving, especially in the new era. We have such great, diverse people from different backgrounds, people with different stories to tell. And so I think that gets people to feel comfortable applying for a show that they might have never felt like they should apply for in general. But I think the fresh voices that are on our show and how we dig so much deeper into people's backgrounds and their story and where they come from and how they were raised and the reasons why they want to do the show has evolved throughout the years. So I think that's what keeps the show fresh. The new people that are applying. Not to say if you've been applying for years and years and years that you can't get on the show. I mean,
Right.
if you look at Sophie from Miami on season 49, she's applied 8 times and she got on the show. It was the right timing for her. Or season 48, Mitch, who has been applying for years. I have DMs from him from I'm talking like 7 years ago. And that's why I trust my team. Like maybe 7 years ago, he would have been a great player, but he played a great game season 48 and got to share his story. So I think the way we keep it fresh is it's from the people we put on our show. I think we have such a great cast, 18 amazing, incredibly different people that are on our show. So therefore, new people are applying constantly. So the casting process starts in August typically, and we cast all the way through the new year. January, February is kind of where we start wrapping it out. And the casting process works that I have 4 casting producers, and they go through the database. They're looking at audition videos, and it's a game of Survivor within the casting process.
Right.
Sometimes strategically, my own team plays the game with me, where they have someone so good, but they're kind of holding them in their back pocket because they know I think this person would be so much better in a later round. I feel like this person's so unique and special. We should hold on to them, or this person feels like someone we've had before. Let's see how the cards unfold throughout the casting process, and let me show this person, give everybody a zinger at the end.
Right.
So we have pitch meetings. We had our first pitch meeting about a week ago, and it averages what the first pitch will be. It could be anywhere from like 30 people that they show me in total, all the way up to like 40 or 50 people. And they know what they're doing. Every single person they bring to the table is truly unique and special and amazing. And it's at that point we decide, okay, who do we want to select for this first round of casting finals to kind of set the tone for what this puzzle piece will
Right.
what will look like for season 51 or 52. It just depends. So we have our first round. Sorry.
Will you cast them like during, say, the process? You're like not for 51, but for 52 and hold them and let them know?
No, that's all because we're doing both at the same time, technically.
Okay. Right.
So we don't really decide who's 51, 52 until later in the process. So
Right.
they pitch to me, and I work with my own people as well. And then we have a big meeting internally, just the casting team. But what's so great about Survivor and the casting process is how involved Jeff Probst is and Matt
Yeah.
Van Wagenen and Hudson Smith. They're so involved. When other shows that I work on, we just do our thing and we put them through the casting process and finals week, and then we present them to the network and we present them to the producers, and then they love them or it's just not a right fit. But Survivor, I feel lucky that Jeff has his pulse on his finger on the pulse the entire time. And it's not from a micromanaging perspective. Like
Right.
he trusts us. If there's someone that we love that Jeff is just not vibing with for the season per se, he trusts us to move forward with that person and
Right.
vice versa. Sometimes there's people that Jeff really loves that we're just like, I don't know. But we all have different minds and we all have different thoughts of who could be a contributor to the storytelling in the season. We just had yesterday and Tuesday our first round of presenting 20 people to
Okay.
the producers. And what we
Are
do
you
is,
presenting their tapes at this time, or has
yeah,
already seen them and then you're just giving like a recap of them? Or are you also
we're
watching?
presenting the tapes.
Okay,
So my
cool.
team presented a bunch of people to me, and we chose about 20 people to show to Jeff and Matt and Hudson.
Mhm.
And then that's where they decide, okay, we want to meet these 15.
Mhm.
But they wanted to meet all 20 in this case. They
I
loved
love
all
that.
20. So then we have two different things happening. Typically simultaneously, where Jeff will have individual FaceTimes with each of these people. So
Mhm.
they'll know the day and time they're meeting Jeff, and they'll just be waiting there, I'm sure, anxiously.
Yeah.
And their cell phone will start ringing, and it's a FaceTime from Jeff Probst, and they get to geek out and connect with Jeff. And then we have another Zoom with Matt Van Wagenen, Hudson Smith, myself, and their casting producer, and we also, for the lack of a better term, shoot the shit with them too.
Right.
And we're grilling them of like, why do you think you'd be good at Survivor? We just want to get to know who they are.
Mhm.
So what did you have for breakfast this morning? You
Right.
know, tell me what's going on behind you. Like there's dirty dishes everywhere. What's going on? And
Yeah.
that's when we learn that they're a single parent and they have three kids, and one kid is, vegan and needs to have their food cooked on a separate dish than other people. So it's like we're getting to know who they are and their answers. And then what we do is we collaborate and we're like, so what did you think of this person? Oh wow, we agree.
Mhm.
And then we kind of decide who's moving forward through the casting process, which is broken down into two separate weeks. But to answer your question that you asked before, we cast all the way through the new year, and typically in February, and this is all done through Zoom. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
at the end, we decide who's our top, depends every season, 40 people, 45 people, 50 people that we actually want to fly into Los Angeles
Mhm.
for basically 24 hours. They come to the hotel, they have a great night's sleep, they wake up, they meet with us in a room, they leave. And at the end of that process, that's where the fun begins.
Right.
That's where, like, okay, who are we feeling
Who are you
fits
vibing with?
51?
Hmm.
Who fits 52? And then
Hmm.
it's just a constant shifting of the puzzle piece until the dust settles and we're just like, over the moon of what this puzzle looks like for the season that we're like focusing on at that moment.
No, I love that. I feel like it's like so involved.
Very involved, yeah.
Um, Jeff, is also very involved in the process. What type of talent does he typically like to see from contestants?
I think the overarching theme for that we're all looking for are great storytellers,
Mhm.
compelling storytellers, people that really want to not just come in here and play the game, but also learn from the show, grow from the show, really soak in the experience, which will then kind of motivate a viewer to maybe get off the couch
Right,
and be like, you know what, if they could do this, I see myself in them. I can do this too.
right.
In a perfect world, where like any one of these people we'd want in the final three,
Mhm.
we would want them to win. We could see them winning, and that's definitely what we look for. But Jeff, he's a very deep thinker. He wants somebody that is a great talker, a great storyteller, somebody that will be great at tribal council,
Mhm.
somebody that has heart and passion for the game. And it doesn't mean if you're a new fan, you're going to be chosen. You're going to be looked at less than somebody that's been passion for this game since the beginning. Not at all. You can just get into this, but are you putting in the work? Are you studying the game? Because like this is a game of human chess when it comes down to it.
Right.
And
It really
who
is.
wants to watch somebody play chess that's never played chess before or didn't like make the effort to like learn how to play chess?
When you're casting, are you thinking like there is a balance between like, oh, this person may be really good at challenges, or this person's going to be really good at like the social strategy of behind it all, or is that not something that
I mean,
uh
we kind of take everything into consideration, but what we're not going to knock somebody if it's that, wow, I can only see them being a comp beast, but I
Mhm.
don't see them being good at the social game. The truth is, like anyone in the process, we'd hope they'd be good at the social game, right? Because they're
Right.
getting through these interviews. They have a personality that draws us in.
Right.
not everybody is like my cup of tea, but just because they're not my cup of tea doesn't mean they wouldn't be your cup of tea. But I'm getting a reaction, like there's an internal reaction
Right.
of like, God, I love this person, or like, oh my God, I this person drives me crazy, but in the best way possible that I
Right.
want to keep watching them. So we don't specifically categorize people as like this is going to be the person that's only good at comps, or this person is going to be only good at the social game. In a perfect world, we can kind of see them checking off all the boxes,
Okay.
but they don't have to.
No, it's good to know because I feel like a lot of times like the challenges are hard and it also can be kind of hard to be just a competition piece. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, yeah.
Then they're gonna get, maybe voted out.
But if their social game is that good,
Exactly. Yeah, they can kind of
it's
not quit,
exactly.
but
It's like
fold.
let's overlook the fact that they're not the best at competitions, but they offer so much more. The morale at camp,
Hmm.
they're constantly hunting for wood.
Right.
It's somebody that I can trust.
Right.
So that's why this game's so fascinating. You don't have to be just one thing.
No, I love that. For the audition tapes, I know you receive thousands and thousands of them. What are some red flags that you think that you see that hurt contestants' chances of getting cast?
Yeah, I mean, red flag is um such a negative connotation.
Hmm.
It's not, like I would look at more like things not to do.
Okay.
Like we can what my team and myself are I think are really good at is just sniffing through somebody that's just trying to put up a front, trying to say the perfect things, just using broad and general statements that don't really let us into who they are as a person.
Right.
So, for example, a broad and general statement, I'd be great at Survivor because I'm super competitive. I'm the most competitive person you'll ever meet. My friends don't even come over for game night anymore. I'm that competitive. I'll do whatever it takes to win. I mean, I've been through so much stuff in my life. I've had ups and downs that I feel like when my back is against the wall in Survivor, I will be able to fight through and get to the end. I'm going to win this game. What did you just learn about me?
Right.
Nothing. What are those ups and downs? What have you been through in your life? And you don't have to have downs. I mean, everybody does, right? Some are a little bit more drastic than others, but you don't have to have a sob story to get on Survivor, but you need to own who you are, and that comes with being authentic to who you
Yeah.
are as well.
How
Oh, but
important?
also like other red flags. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no.
Since people are going to be watching this, don't
Right.
have a script. Like,
Yeah.
don't script it out because once again, we can tell. Don't waste your time. We love that you're a fan, whether it's a new fan, whether it's someone that's like, hey, I've never really watched the show. It's something that my friend said I'd be good at because of A, B, C, D, and E, but that person has charisma and charm. We'll talk to them on the phone and we'll get them to start watching. But if you spend a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes geeking about the show, telling us about the show that we know what it's about,
Right.
you're wasting time where we want to learn about you and who you are. So yeah, no costumes. Don't do a skit. Don't sing a song the entire time. Um, Unless creatively your song is constantly just giving information about yourself. And we see that you also have like an extroverted personality and you have a creative side to do something like that. But in general, no scripts. Don't memorize something. Just shoot the shit with us.
I'm blanking on her name, but she was a rapper, I think this past season, maybe the season before. Oh, I wish I could remember her name, but
I
she was
wish you
like,
could too.
she rapped. And I'm wondering if she
Oh,
made it.
Star?
Yes, yeah. She rapped like when she got, I think,
Yeah. No, she if your question is did she rap in her audition video?
yeah.
No. I
Okay.
don't remember her rapping on audition video. I just remember being like, she can't be real. This
Yeah.
can't be her. But
Hmm.
then like you get her on the phone and you
Hmm.
get her on FaceTime and you consistently get them on FaceTime because that's what my team is really good at. I
Yeah.
feel like other shows I've worked on and other people that I've worked for, it's very like transactional with the casting with the cast and the people that are applying, but we really care about our people that we're working with and we really want to get to know them because we do care, but also strategically we want to know like who's blowing smoke up our ass,
Right.
who's really being this way. And not that you can't have a bad day, but
Hmm.
we will constantly be in contact with them through ideally for the most part FaceTime because we want to kind of catch them off guard sometimes.
Right.
What are they like in the morning? What are
Yeah.
they like during a hectic workday? What are they like at the end of a day when they're kind of winding down?
Mhm.
Is there, is there like a parallel in their personality or does it completely shift?
Mhm.
So Star was truly authentic the entire time. Every time we talked to her, it was like we were just getting hit by a tornado. And it was real, as you
Yeah.
saw.
I know. I remember that came to my mind. And I was like, that I wonder if maybe she rapped during her audition tape, but she didn't. That was just a
Uh,
something she brought to the
yeah.
table. How important like is the initial audition tape? Once a candidate gets a call back, like, are you still talking about audition tapes like during the final decisions, or are those kind of like no? Okay.
No, the audition tape is just to get their foot in the door.
Okay.
Once again, like my team is great. You don't have to have a perfect audition tape to move forward. We will get it to be perfect because my team will contact you and get to know you and be like, wow, who this person is not the person that was in that video. That video was so contrived. But what I liked about it was
Hmm.
this one moment is what saved it for me to want to call you, whatever that moment was, right?
Okay.
Maybe it was just the kid running in the background, screaming, interrupting his or her mom or dad filming the video. And there was that one moment of just authenticity, how you reacted to your kid that saved your video and made us want to call
Okay.
you. And then yes, we'll workshop it with you to get a better video, and then we
Mhm.
show that in the pitch meeting. And then after that, that video is like put aside. And then in the casting process, we're recording every interview,
Right.
and then we do make like almost like a 2.5 minute video on that person to kind of get them on the show.
Cool. I feel like there's so much pressure for that first initial audition tape that,
I can't even for me, it's like, oh, it's just why don't you get it? It's so easy. But then
yeah.
I like put myself in their shoes. This is something that they really want, and this is something
Right.
that they're overthinking. And
Yeah,
you
definitely
know,
overthinking.
so I do have some empathy regarding that. But that's what we're here for, once we contact you, if we contact you to help you through that process.
What interview still sticks out to you, or whose interview still sticks out to you after all the hundreds of people you've
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I mean, I could almost say every one of them. I mean,
hmm
I mean, Jam Jam is
hmm
just like, and typically I hate a prop, but
Yeah.
I think he started out with like a big fan like that, and I was like, oh man, here we go. But it worked
Right.
because that's Jam Jam. He's
Mhm.
truly authentic. Maryanne, from the second I was going through the database myself and I saw Maryanne, I was like, wow, I feel like we've never had someone like this on the show. And that is really special and so different. And that was towards the beginning of the new era, right? It was season 41, season 42,
Right.
and she was on season 42, the winner. And she felt so different and unique and special. And when I got her on the first FaceTime, it was just everything from seeing her bedroom and seeing like the floor to ceiling board games and
Mhm.
the geeking out and the screaming and the running around when I first called her was carried out throughout the entire process. And I remember during casting finals, she was running late because she got a flat tire, and she
Mm,
FaceTimed me because we had that relationship at that point.
right.
It wasn't a text,
Yeah,
it
she
wasn't
had made it
email.
all that way.
Yeah, and she had a flat tire and she was freaking out in the most Marianne way possible, and she didn't know that the entire team was like listening, and we were sold before, but
hmm
fully sold after just seeing that really authentic moment of how does someone handle getting a flat tire when they're trying to get to the interview for a show they really want to be on, right?
Right.
So Marianne definitely sticks out for sure. Jonathan Young for
Oh, yeah,
sure
yeah,
stood out, especially like when he was here in Los Angeles and he challenged to do like a certain amount of push-ups with one of the producers laying on his back.
yeah.
It was like someone that is that comfortable that doesn't treat it like a job interview and is like, come on, get on my back, let's do
Yeah.
push-ups.
This is
It's
who I
somebody
am, kind of
that's
thing.
real. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say social media plays an important part for casting, or is it not that uh, important?
I think it's important, but twofold. I think people think nowadays you have to have a social media presence to be on any show.
Hmm.
No, that's not true. If someone doesn't have social media, I'm intrigued.
Right.
What's going on? I don't think, what are you hiding? You're weird. I'm just like, I want to know why. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on
Like,
here?
what's the
There's got to be a
story?
story behind this, right? So I just want to debunk that you don't need to have a social media presence. You don't have to have 30,000 followers, 100, not at all. But what's great about social media is not that not that it's a true representation of who you are. I think everybody knows social media for the most part is a facade. You want to put on this like facade that you're this perfect person and stuff, but what you do learn about someone in their social media based on the comments that they're getting from loved ones, from family members, from the videos that they do create, and then we can kind of compare how they are in their videos that they're doing versus when we're talking to them. Is it consistent or is it just like, wow, that's like a character and not the real person? Who is the real person?
Mhm.
So social media does help with kind of looking for things about like who they are, what they do for a living, what's their hobbies. And
Right.
then it's something that we feel like vibes with Survivor versus other shows.
No, I feel like that is a great tip because there are some people who just don't keep up with their social media and may feel
They
like,
don't
oh
need
no, I
to.
need to post a bunch
They
to
don't need they don't
stand
need
out.
to.
Yeah,
They don't need to, because it's kind of refreshing when someone just doesn't care.
right. No, I feel
Okay,
like
so
that
you're not going on this show so you can get more followers, because
exactly.
you can kind of sniff through that too. Do some slip through the cracks on all of our shows and on every show out there, or do some people do it for the wrong reasons? But sure, but I feel like Survivor, out of all the shows that I've worked on, feels the most authentic to I want to do this because I want the experience.
Hmm.
Some it's I want the money,
Right.
but for the most part, I feel like it's evolved to the experience. I want to see what this can do to me. I want to be stripped away
I want to
from
be pressed or like, really, pushed to the limit, I feel like.
100%. Yeah.
You also cast, I guess, Amazing Race and Big Brother. How is the casting different for Survivor than those two shows?
Well, so baseline is the same at the starting point, right?
Mhm.
My team starts and there is a database that they go through. We see where we're at. Do we feel comfortable once we've gone through the whole database? Do we need to look for people, or do we have a great pool of people that we're content with and we can work with this and there's such great people in here. But I think the biggest difference is, like I said before, how involved the producers are, how involved Jeff Probst is, how involved Matt and Hudson are. And I have to stress once again, not from a micromanaging way, from a they care way.
You care,
They want
right?
to get to know these people. And it's so, putting myself in their shoes, it must be nerve-wracking. And I can't imagine, like, if they went through the entire casting process, right? Talking to their producer, talking to me, going through all the testing that we do, having their initial interview with me, and then just being thrown in with the sharks. They're not sharks, they're dolphins. Everyone's amazing and lovely. But in seeing Jeff for the first time in that moment, they might trip up. They
Hmm.
might get nervous. But at that stage, they've had the initial FaceTime with Jeff.
Right.
They've connected with him. They've connected with me by that point several times. They've connected with Matt and Hudson. So they go in there feeling like they have someone in their corner.
Hmm.
So they let their guard down and they can truly be who they are. So I think, the process, obviously works for Big Brother and Survivor and The Amazing Race as well. But the biggest difference is how involved Jeff, Matt, and Hudson are.
I love that. I feel like it allows people to be really vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is what I think Survivor has like a great way of promoting people to, it resonates with so many people and really allows people to be like, oh, if that person can do it, then why can't I? Or not even join Survivor, just do something else that they would never do on their day to day, which I think is pretty special for a reality show. Let's talk a little bit about Survivor 50, which is very exciting, the 50th anniversary. I know you have Mike White, which is really cool from a backstage perspective. What was your thought process for casting that season, especially with such a large group to pull from?
I mean, my thought process was different than Jeff's, than Matt's, than Hudson's, than my team, that CBS. I mean, it was like everyone had such, because anyone we brought to the table were like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. They're amazing. They should be on. But you have to whittle it down, right? Like you
Hmm.
have to. We knew going into it, we weren't going to make everybody happy,
Right.
right? But when it comes down to it, we have an incredible cast. We have such great players, and what happens in the game is incredible. And I think fans are going to be really excited. And like you speak to Mike White, I mean, Mike White wanted to come back. It was not a hard sell. Like he was like, I'll make this happen. I want to come back. I want to play this game. And Mike, talk about being a great storyteller. Talk about
Yeah,
being
definitely.
compelling and fun and mischievous. And the fans love Mike White. So the fact that he wanted to come back, that seemed like a no-brainer to us. But it wasn't handed to him on a silver platter. It wasn't like, okay, we have one down. Who are the rest?
Right.
It wasn't a decision that wasn't made until the end when we had all the puzzle pieces and it constantly kept getting shifted and like who should be on the cast. And when it came down to it, all of us, all the cooks in the kitchen were extremely happy and grateful that we had such a great cast. Not that we just had such a great cast, but they wanted to play again and play for a reason of celebration. Because season
Yeah.
50 is a season of
Huge.
celebration.
It's so huge.
Yeah.
No, I feel like the game playing is going to be, it's just so fun to watch. What's your favorite season you've cast?
So new era, it's I mean, 41 holds a special place in my heart because it was like, what are we doing? What this
Right.
is shifting. You know, like it's a faster, more intense
Mhm.
game. So season 41 will always hold a special place in my heart. But like, how can you not like pay attention to, I mean, all the seasons. I love all the seasons.
Right.
But 44 having that like such oddball alliance between Carson and Jam Jam and Carolyn. I mean, it was such a fun thing to watch. Three truly unique, special people that were very different working
Would you
together.
ever have thought that would happen during the casting process?
Um,
Or
it's hard to predict. I mean,
yeah.
like you try to play those games. I kind of stopped playing those games, because you
Mhm.
just don't know. And it's like what you expect would never happen sometimes, and what you would
Right.
never expect happens a lot. So it just depends. 40, I loved 47. I loved 48. I mean, having such truly inspiring people, like seeing Mitch
That was
finally
cool. Yeah.
get to play this game. And I believe the opening sequence of season 48 was me telling Mitch he made it and seeing his like
Yeah.
his authentic reaction to making a show that he's like has not given up on, trying to get
Right.
on was like so special to see. And then Eva and Joe and Shaheen and Camilla, like so many great people. So I probably didn't answer your question.
No,
All of
all of them. No,
49.
it's hard to choose. There's so many. And
49.
yeah. Just to wrap things up, what are some of your best audition tips for getting cast on Survivor?
To kind of slightly regurgitate what I said, it's
Mhm.
like when you make a video, I understand it's daunting.
Mhm.
And I understand sometimes you're like, I did it within the 2.5 minute or 3 minute range that you recommend, but I can't upload it. The file size is too long. And people freak out and they maybe give up. Ask somebody.
Yeah.
You know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that's good at computers. Like
Right.
figure out how to condense it or film it on a camera with less quality. I don't know what advice to give about that. But
Mhm.
number one, don't give up. Make sure you submit a video. That's important, and not a video where you're doing a TikTok dance for 10 seconds.
Right.
That's not going to work. That to me, that's just like an insult. It's
Yeah.
like, okay,
It's
how
like
many shows have you submitted this to, right? But the video, it should feel authentic to who you are. It doesn't need to be set up perfectly like this right now. You could literally be in the kitchen, holding your newborn baby, just kind of like bouncing the baby as like she or he is like kind of crying and just like being like, I need a break. My
Yeah.
entire life, I've like literally given to my parents who were like not doing well, and I had to like kind of like take care of my mom as she was like on her deathbed. And now like I'm married. I supported my husband's career,
Right.
for the past 10 years. This is my third child. I want to do something for me. Just that vulnerable moment of seeing it all happen, the kids running in the background, or
Yeah.
maybe it's a mom or dad that is just in their car going for a drive and they set it up just like they set their camera up. Drive carefully. Don't look at the
Yeah.
camera. Okay. Maybe park, actually. Let me just say that. Don't drive and film a video. But you're like, this is the only place I have quiet. My
Mhm.
house is like a bomb went off. It's crazy. It's wild. But like the biggest tip is no script. Like I said before, make sure we can hear and see you clearly. So many people shoot it like, oh, we're in Hawaii. I'm in Hawaii. It's beautiful and there's a waterfall. I can't hear you
Right.
to the waterfall,
There's
right? But no hats, no sunglasses, unless you're known Boston Rob, unless you're known for like
right.
wearing the baseball hat, but no sunglasses. We want to see you. But some of the videos I love the most is where it's like there's motion.
Mhm.
You could literally be walking around and be like, "What's up, Survivor? My name's Jesse, and I want to tell you how geeked I am to even be talking to you right now." Like, do you see that energy
Yeah. No,
just
it
from
totally changes
walking
it.
around? And that doesn't mean every submission video now that I watch is going to be someone walking around their
Right.
apartment. Like it can just be this, which is totally fine, but don't read a script, don't memorize anything. If you curse, curse.
Right.
You don't have to filter yourself at all because that's how we're going to get to really know you. Like at the end of the video in our conversations, we should feel, okay, I could totally see what it would be like having a beer with this person or a cup
Mhm.
of coffee. I could totally see what it would be like finishing the finale of Game of Thrones and having an argument about how you thought it was great and I thought it was shit.
Yeah.
Like, what would that be like? And if we don't know, it's hard to read
Work.
you. And
Yeah.
we might move on. or try to work with you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that it's again, it's just like you just have to be yourself. Be yourself.
I
That's
mean,
who you are at the end of the
it
day.
sounds easy,
Yeah.
but I don't take it for granted that it's not that easy for some people. Some
Right.
people are evolving, and maybe that's why they want to be on the show. And if we
Mhm.
can feel that vulnerability, and if they can admit that
Yeah,
vulnerability, that's being authentic,
exactly. Yeah.
right?